Hello lovely people, welcome to my channel, The Crafter. I'm Ali and today I want to share with you my entry for Nik the Booksmith's Deserted Island Challenge. So, I used some 3-in-1 glue, some green embroidery thread, that's all I've got left, a small pair of scissors, and coffee dyed paper. For my 4 chosen items, I chose this nice scrapbooking paper. I chose 1 sheet of old newspaper. I chose a pen and a roll of washi. And what I felt was the way to go for me was to take this back to the style of the very first journal I ever made, which was a little book of gratitude and positivity. And I've used it, it's very well worn, I've got it here, it's full up with lots of different things for me to be thankful for, and as you can see it's really battered. But that was the first journal I ever made, and it encouraged me to go on to create much bigger and better things. But I love that little book of positivity, and when my mental health isn't that great, I open it and I'm reminded of all those things that I've got to be thankful for. So I wanted a new one for all the new things that I'm thankful for, and here it is. So I made a closure by plaiting the remainder of the embroidery thread that I had left, and saving a loop at the top so that I could thread it through and it opens and closes. I can tighten it like that. This was for an advertisement for a book in that newspaper that I loved, The Favourite Wonder Book, and so that's my title. Here is an advertisement for that. It was where I got that from, and so it's for a Christmas book. I've cut and pasted a few advertisements straight on to the paper, and some, including some little words, I've stuck those on, and then also I've made some tags out of the rest. Because it's a gratitude book, I found the words keep giving daily thanks. Well, I didn't find the word giving, that's a thanking word, but yeah, it went well. I managed to make the word giving. What I did find, where I didn't choose ink and a blending tool, my little cutouts or anything that I did just disappeared into the page. So I found that I had to make borders around things, because I hadn't thought of that, of how much I do rely on ink to make things stand out, you know. So keeping it nice and simple, I used my pen and created little patterns around the edges of some things. I also wanted to say thank you to Nik, because I've never embroidered before in my life at all. But I had a go at doing a flower, and I'm not too disappointed with how that came out. Also want to thank her as well, because I chose a pen because of the versatility of being able to like make little stitches and things like that, little patches. But I recently had a conversation with my friend Amy over at Crafty Cat. Hi Amy darling, you're right. And we were sharing each other's pain on how terrible our handwriting is. But because the pen was all I had and I wanted to use it to its best ability and get as much use out of it as possible, I've been practicing hand lettering. And I know you hand letterers out there will probably think this is just abysmal, but for me, that is the best writing I've ever done in my life. So that's something I'm going to keep up. I've already incorporated it into my November bullet journal habit tracker spread. So it's something that I'm practicing each day, and even from when that was until now, I've improved. So thank you Nik for making me step outside my comfort zone, because I'm learning a new skill. So what, do you know what I mean? like, how great is that? Just through going back to basics, I'm learning a new skill. It's amazing. So yeah, some of the advertisements are on coffee dyed paper. And as I said, I've just faux stitched. I've made some little fake buttons I've drawn on. These ones are just drawn on. Later on I did actual make a button out of sticking paper together. But yeah, because I use a lot of stitching and buttons and things. And when you ain't got it, if you've got a pen, you just do what you got to do. I made a little flip here. And again, you see, I've included some hearts so that it doesn't get lost on the page, because I think you can see at the top here where there's nothing. It's hard to see where the page ends and the flip begins. So I found that decorating the edges helped things to stand out. I cut the paper here, threaded the washi through and stuck it to itself to make a little tag there. Little fussy cut kind of pocket there. I really enjoyed using the newspaper, like the different advertisements and articles. And the words I chose in here are words that I thought, if I was on my own on a deserted island, what things would I be grateful for? How could I make it so that it wasn't bad, you know? And what would I choose to embrace? And things like the calm and the quiet are things that I know that I would be able to embrace and turn from a negative to a positive. So that was my thinking behind the words I chose. I made a little booklet here that I sewed together, and Nick, no one warned me about the health and safety. There's butterflies here because there was blood where I stuck the needle straight through into my finger. And it started bleeding, so I didn't want to start all over again, because I was like 2 stitches from the very last one, and I thought, no, I can't, I'm dangerous. So I thought I'd better stick a butterfly over it rather than start again. More of my washi, which, as I said, I used the whole roll, which that's never happened. So great way to use it up. Make sure you just pick one and stick with it throughout. Another advertisement. Here there was an article, and it was something, I forget the rest of the sentence, but the words "my day" was in it. But I just wrote the word "best" there, so that here I can write down any days that I feel, oh wow, that was my best day. I can make little notes about why they was my best day. Got a belly band here with one of those little envelopes that we all like making, again with some faux stitching and buttons and patches. Word solitude. I didn't decorate this because I wanted the word to be as solitary as its meaning, so I left that completely blank. And again, I know you hand letterers or calligrapher, is that the word? I know you guys out there will think this is just ridiculous, but for me, I've come a long way just by doing this journal. So that's really, really great and positive, and will be one of the first things I include in this book of positivity. So there you go. Made a little tuck there, and that's the bit where I cut out. I just stuck that on, that's not a tuck. And that's on coffee dyed paper. This is my centre signature. More washi. As well, the other good thing, it encouraged me to draw without drawing in pencil first. I ain't a good drawing artist, you know, but this didn't come out too bad. I just took my time, you know, I didn't rush it, and yeah, I thought it came out okay. I made a doily ear in the old way that you did when you was a kid at school. Stuck it on and then realised again it sunk straight into the page, so I just did some squiggles, and I made one of those ice cream cone style tags that I like, and that's just 2 pieces of paper stuck together and decorated with the washi and a cherry from the cardstock that I used. A little, what's they called, comic strip, yeah, comic strip from the newspaper a little bit of embroidery floss, fussy cut again, just some stitching, and like this was the very last of the thread that I was just sticking on here and there. I've got another advertisement and a little wonky pocket, but I'm not fussed about that, it's cool. I made a little button here just by sticking a couple of little pieces together of paper, and then I put a stitch through it and then glued it on. Got a tuck here, and I made a tag just with 3 pieces of paper for journaling, and I decorated it with leaves, and I decorated little hole protectors there. A little faux belly band here, and that's my other attempt at embroidery. Just a couple of little stems with a French knot at the end to be the bottom of the rose. So I quite liked that as well, and I've never ever done it before, so I really enjoyed picking up some new skills along the way. Even though I'm a long way off from being classed as a skill yet, I'm just practicing, but I'm on my way to learning new skills thanks to this journal. How cool is that? So I've got another little advertisement in that little tuck spot, another one here with the word nature, some different styles of leaves, little flower again, and then my last pocket with a last advertisement, the word faith, and here was just how to send off for that book that was advertised at the front, so I thought that looked kind of cool at the back. So it's very basic, simplistic journal that I've come up with for my challenge, but along the way of completing this simplistic, basic journal, I've started to learn 2 new skills. So, Nik the Booksmith, thank you so much for just the idea and giving me the chance to sit and think about going back to basics and doing something different with it. Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure. Loved it. And thank you anyone who's watched this. I'm really grateful for you watching my channel. If you liked it, I do lots of other videos when I'm well, so please subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye for now. Bye.